Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you want to know how to draw these pumpkin styled characters just like these ones here, make sure you stick around to the end and I'm going to show you how. So let's waste no more time and get straight into the video. Today I was thinking we might try something a bit different and do a few pumpkin heads. Seeing as it's close to Halloween and stuff, I thought why not mix up a little bit, and plus it might be something that you guys are interested in doing. Okay, so I'll just jump right in. Let's do a few of these. So to start off with a pumpkin, you want to start with the basic shape, which is not quite a circle, more or less this oval, this squashed oval shape here. And now roughly top of the head is about here, and everything is folding inwards to this little small circle on the center point, like so, like boom, which makes it more three-dimensional, like that. Okay, start with that basic shape now. It gives you a good indication of where you want to put your face. So I want to have him quite here. So I'm going to draw these two small circles, like what I do with all the others, and that will go around the shape. But I want to make this one look a bit more menacing. So I want to change this shape into more triangles and pull that in, like that, and like so. I think as well with the pumpkin, I'm going to give it some eyebrows. So you want to put a line from this point upwards, and from this end, like so. And that will act as an eyebrow. And now I really want, to be honest with you, I want to give it that circle there, so I'll take that out. Obviously, because I want it to have that sort of like it's been carved in look, I'm going to draw a second line to make it look three-dimensional, that I can easily just shade in there. And that way it's like you're looking into the pumpkin. Like so. And same we go with this one here. Keep the side shape, shade in to get that three-dimensional look, and I'm just going to add a small eyebrow like I've done here, which gives it more of like a human look than to just carve straight into the pumpkin, like that. Now you have your eyes in place, depending on how you want it. Let's give this one like a real jagged smile. So I want to pull the smile up all the way to the left side of the face, like this. And I will, let's get rid of that circle. Okay, let's give him some eye bags quickly, make it look a bit more darker. And I want to keep this mouth as close as I can to the eyes, just to keep it really contained. I want to keep the whole pumpkin really contained to that shape without going too far left or too far right. I hope you guys can see this on the camera. I try to do some darker lines so it's a lot more easy to see. And with the mouth up, I'm going to add a few folds, a second line. That wouldn't really exist there in the real pumpkin, but I just like the whole, is he real, is he actually just carved look. And that's a good thing with art, you can just go whatever you feel is right to do in the moment, so just go whatever you think will look good. And then obviously the bottom half of the mouth has to be carved to match the top, like just like this. And now with the starting circle, as we put it in, I'm gonna follow that around, and don't have to be too perfect because it's a pumpkin, it's not meant to be a perfect shape. It's going to have ridges, it's going to have dents in it everywhere. And add a few just lines going around the mouth and that, because I want to give it, yeah, some detail points, I suppose. Just like that. I think I might give him a little bridge as well, even though he hasn't got a nose. We can give him a nose though, two triangles like a skull. Yeah, let's give him some triangles if you want to put a nose in. And then you should have something looking similar to this. With this pumpkin shape, I'm going to pull it back a little bit first before I start building up the circle shape like this. You just got to use that first circle as a rough guide to fit your pumpkin circle until you find the right shape you want. And I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty evil looking. Okay, and with the pumpkin now, I'm just going to draw a few lines going straight across the middle like that to show the folds of the pumpkin. it's good to think of it in sections. So here's one section, here's 2 section, here's 3 section, and just keep working your way around, following towards the center. But obviously when the line comes here, there is a point where the line has to turn into this shape. So slowly introduce that shape as you keep going around, like so. And here is the stalk bit from the pumpkin. I always like to add something like a little leaf or something just to make it look a little bit unique. Put that on top. And that should be a good little shape, rough, for you to take the darker pencils and start picking things out. Actually, let's add some eyebrows in this as well, to humanize it a bit. So I want the eyebrows being quite pulled together because I want to give them quite a menacing look. So here, I'm just going to start off here and put it away from the eye and then back down like a tick. And the same again. And I can do the same on this side here. Just bring it around off the pumpkin like this, just like so. And as you think, guys, if you've been following that right, you should end up something like that. And this is very rough right now. This is just a few pieces where I want to put the placements. You want to grab yourself a darker pencil and go around what you've done and pick out with the darker pencil the things you want to keep and the things you want to lose. So if I want to keep this line, I'm just going to go over it and keep this eye shape. Just like so. So yeah, I'm just gonna time lapse this with the black pencil, going over the initial shapes, and I will show you after the time lapse is done. Okay guys, that's what happens when you get the black pencil and you just pick up all the details you want to keep. You can see it just completely transforms it from looking really basic, maybe a little bit off. And then with the black pencil, you can just pick up and tidy up everything as you go. So yeah, just always focus. Don't worry about the pencil about being too perfect because you want to keep it loose. So when it comes down to finalizing it all, you've got a lot more lines to pick for, more options, instead of just being like, oh, this is my perfect line, I've got to follow it. No, just keep it loose and keep it flowing. Let's try another one now. Let's just try. Let me show you what happens when you change the base shape. So this was obviously the oval shape, and we all know pumpkins come in a lot of different shapes. So let's try that one where it's like a bulb, where it's like this, okay? Like a bulb, yeah? So, because I changed the base shape completely, we can still keep with the root at the top. So it was here, and the lines will go through here, and this will be the center line here. So this is the sort of area I want to put the facial features in. And let's just change the eyes. Let's change it to like 2 X's. So if I put the circles where I want the eyes to be, which will be here, I can then just put an X here around the circle, like so. Give it a bit of 3 dimension there. And actually, let's keep this one circle, so it's got 1 circle, 1 X eye. Okay, now from that, this is the line that makes the face shape, but I want to add a few dents around the eyes, like that sort of shape, a rectangle, so it sort of goes around and frames this eye, because obviously it's a lot further away from the audience, like so. And let's give this one a carved out nose, 2 little skull indications just there. For the mouth, let's make him more smiley than the other one. So we've just got to follow that shape of the face round. Maybe give him like a goofy tooth up here, and bring that line down. Continue around with the shape of the face. And now here's a good place where we can break the original shape. So here I want to maybe add the lip there and give it more of a unique shape around instead of just this boring bulb shape. And then obviously the lines going straight through the middle, just like so. This obviously as well gives it a lot more shape and gives you a lot more suggestion of the shape of the pumpkin. I kind of want to make the back way bigger, and then yeah, bowl at the top and give him like a leaf or something like that. And using above the eyebrows, I'll give him some that come off the face like this. This one looks a lot more dopey, a lot more fun, a lot more playful than this one. It obviously looks a lot more menacing than the others. And I'll tell you what I'll do as well, I'll give it a vine that could act as almost like a hair. So put a loose shape like that, like a loose S on both angles, and then you can almost create a little vine. I could even create vines at the bottom here, which if you're an artist that likes to work on background and different elements just more than the actual original feature, this is a great thing to be doing to give it a lot more spice, if you will. And maybe a few leaves down here too. This looks like a type of pumpkin that would be drinking moonshine, if I'm honest. Give him some smashed up teeth. There you go. And maybe like that. And once again, that's the basics of that sort of shape. But then you take your trusty black pencil, give it a sharpen, and just go over all the lines, picking up the things you want to keep, leaving out the lines you don't want to keep, and move on from there. And okay guys, that's gonna do that pumpkin for now. See, but the main thing I wanted to show you guys, if you start off with the foundation shapes completely different, you get a completely different image. So think of it working big from small. The bigger basic shapes you're starting at, you can then zero in on other shapes to create something, the same subject matter, but something completely different. And I'm actually going to show you guys one of my biggest secrets that I use off my character work is the use of hands. If you look at anything I would do, hands and the face are my main features, because you see this guy here, he actually looks quite basic. This looks like a pumpkin, nothing there. But the second you decide to add hands, so really rough and quick just to show you guys. Okay, really. So don't judge these hands because I'm not putting too much detail, but I just want to show you something. The second you put a pair of hands in with your character, like this, the expression, everything goes up, in my eyes, tenfold. Like, just put some quick hands here. And this is the element of having different subjects. But the moment you put hands next to it, it just gives the whole thing a whole different character now. Like the thing has movement to it. Like you've got the shape of the pumpkin, the hands bending in. I'll show you again with this one. Just two rectangles, like so. Even put the rectangles in, you can see already what sort of character it has. It looks a lot more darker, a lot more menacing. But yeah, I don't even have to draw the hands in there to get my point across. But that's a big secret of mine, is use the hands for a lot of the movement and expression. And in my eyes, it looks cool as hell. It looks dope. I think just to go through, you guys, let's draw one more pumpkin here because there's a space here, and using the same process, I'll start with a different shape. Let's try what could you try? Maybe just I'll just pick like a wiggly shape here. I won't make it round. Just like so. Okay. With this one, I'm going to pick the center line there, pick the hair bit here like we did before, and this time I kind of want to give it a different type of eyes. So let's just give him something quite maybe cute, I suppose. Just like so. Now for the mouth, will be here, the placement's going to be here. Like so. So you bring it down a little bit. And now you've got the basics down, start building on from there even. If you're that confident, you could probably hit that out straight with the black straight away. But I want to just stay with you with this one and just see what we come up with. Here I really want to bring focus to the eyes, so I'm going to add a few more detail lines around the eyes, even give them some bags maybe. I always add that sort of look to my characters, and give them rounded cheeks here. To be honest, it's looking more like a butter squash type of thing. But I can kind of feel like with this sort of hairstyle, the lessons I learned from this one, you see I started with a leaf, moved on to here. Here I could add loads of roots and have them like a crazy hairdo, which is something you don't see a lot of illustrators do. So maybe have it this way as well. Maybe, yeah, have a little bit up front, like some baby hair. And then I can really work in that root system on the top of the head. And then you have yourself a complete, unique pumpkin. Because to be honest with you, if you go on Instagram or look at a lot of Pinterest, you will see the same sort of illustrated styles. You know, like this will be one of the styles you see a lot of, just that round shape. Again and again and again. So when you've got an artist that can mix up the shapes to begin with, and even if it doesn't look as great, the fact it looks different will make you stand out tenfold. Let's give him an underbite actually. Yeah, I'm gonna give him like an underbite because it just feels like the lines would go there. And once again, let's draw him, let's give him some praying hands. One hand there, one hand there, and then you can have him praying to the pumpkin gods. Don't squish me. Okay guys, that's a quick run through right there of how to mix up the shape to get something that looks completely different. I'm going to take the black again, time lapse it. That literally the sketch up on that took me like, I think 2 minutes. So just imagine once you just start throwing shapes down. Don't even worry at the beginning, just throw loads of shapes down and build and build and build. And within an hour, you have it down. So just put the hours in, put the practice in, get used to throwing down basic shapes and build, build, build. And before you know it, as soon as you have an idea, grab your sketchbook and you'll be done. Anyway, I'll stop yapping on now. Let me just get this blacked in. So I'm gonna time lapse it and I'll talk to you afterwards. I think I'm gonna have to leave it there. As you all know, I could probably go into this for hours on end, just adding more detail, thickening things up, adding way more shading. But I just really want to keep it simple to show you guys how you can start with a basic shape, like the oval, to more of a rectangle, to just a random shape completely, and you can create different characters from the same concept. So I really hope you guys got something out of this today, and just the main lesson is just keep it loose at the beginning, big shapes, and tidy up towards the end. So once again, thank you everyone who's been supporting me on my Patreon, where I leave a link in my bio. Any other videos you guys want to see, as always, read it, put it in the comments, and I'll read it, and I'll definitely go onto it. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and until next time, keep creating, and peace.